10? Oh, okay. So, as far as the board, Palmer, did Palmer get them?
Yep.
It is, okay, good. 10 or 10:30, does anybody have any preferences?
Either one.
Either works for me.
I said both, so which one works for you?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both.
Depends on, you know, stuff we got food on, you might want it earlier or whatever.
It's just that the EOC meeting, if it goes till 9 o'clock, I have to jump in the car and boogie down here.
What we could do is leave it at 10:30 until the EOC meetings are done, and then after that.
We can do it either one.
I don't want you to get a speeding ticket on the way here.
We can do either one.
Okay, so,
You could do 10:15.
I can get on the phone and partway be on the EOC on the phone, so we can do either one.
okay, well,
I mean, there's no reason why we can't do 10 to 10:30 if it's more convenient.
Because I think the ELC's calls are gonna start coming to an end once
Well, I don't think
Governor
they're that
Cuomo's
far.
coming to an end, so.
I mean, we can see that the meetings have less and less information all the time.
I mean, maybe we meet 2 or 3 times a week.
Well, the EOC could meet when we have the big group there.
Right, Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Yeah.
Like twice a week.
And then if there's something happens in between, we just get emails or something.
I'd like to consult with Ricky, he's our ELC commander on that.
Yeah. We'll have to talk to him about it.
Donna, will you talk to Ricky then?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Because the governor's talking tomorrow, right? Is daily.
Yes.
I know the control room's gonna be, from what I understand, it's gonna be Monday through Friday. But I don't know how long that's gonna be. They did cut out the weekends.
Did they say that?
That's what Ron told me, because I called Ron back
okay.
to verify, and
Oh,
that's what he
okay.
told me.
Okay. Because Buck's email said, here's the number for,
Monday through Friday.
and then Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, maybe this week is, oh, okay, maybe it is.
But I don't know, Don.
It was kind of confusing yesterday on that
We'll
part.
get clarification today.
I think it's got some jobs.
I got a request to fill for Board of Elections, for election specialist. It was discussed.
That's administration committee, that's Paul Maroon, that's your committee on the election specialist that we agreed to before.
I think we talked about this, right, Don?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
So we're okay with that?
Donna, is this the pre-deal room?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Last week,
yeah. Just to level it
Greg,
out,
we
yeah.
talked about it.
Okay,
So everything is fine, okay, and then I have a request for vacation payout for a public defender for 66.5 hours of vacation time per term, per,
so it's somebody that left us,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and that's below the normal number that we agreed to anyway.
Yep.
But
Yes,
everybody okay?
Yes.
yes.
And Donna has some things, right?
So I wanted to talk about, I sent you an email, I have a lot of questions about the state holiday that was declared for tomorrow, Juneteenth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I've sent out an email to department heads and said that's for state operations.
That be every year now?
And, you know, we have a contract that we follow holidays, we have a floating holiday opportunity, so, you know, if people really wanted tomorrow off, they can use their floating holiday until we go back for negotiations, or, I mean,
It's not a state holiday until next year. He just allowed the state employees to have it out this year, but he's gonna make it a state holiday
We're
next
gonna
year.
try to make it.
But like all of our holidays that we have
We have
are in the
planned
union
out.
contract, we don't just give out holidays.
Yeah, because it has to go through the union.
exactly, right, and it was kind of short notice, so, I think I told the department heads, unless they heard something different from me, we were going to plan on working tomorrow.
Because it hasn't gone through legislation,
Right.
correct?
Right, but see, there's circulation, right, like the courts will be closed tomorrow.
His was just an executive order.
Or, right,
Right, for state employees only.
for state
For state
employees.
only.
And we're in the middle of early voting.
Right, that's the other thing, we are in the middle of early voting, and so, So I've sent out an email that doesn't pertain to us unless further they hear from me. I think everything else I have is executive session. I'm sorry, I am tired today and I am having a little trouble thinking quickly.
You stay up all night drinking or?
I'm not a drinker. EJ, don't write about that.
I was up in Tupper Lake, Paul, everything okay down there, or up there?
It's good so far. A lot of
Yeah,
little
good.
fires, but anything we can't handle.
Oh, I can bring up too, I've had some requests for the meeting room to be used, the large kitchen conference room. And, you know, I did hear back from some legislators that think that it's just too soon. Our courthouse technically is not open to the public at this point. And so I just wanted to, I didn't want to tell different organizations no without having at least had a discussion with you around it.
Right, and I think maybe we go with the phases somewhat and see where phase 4 takes us, maybe.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be there soon.
So,
I think we should wait on that a little bit. Because number one, who's gonna police it? And what happens if we have more than we're telling people they can't have? It would make us look bad. I think we should wait a little bit.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was thinking we should look at the room, identify, what is the maximum allowable number of people in that room, and then have that amount because of the office area requirements, and then see how that compares to the maximum of
well, we
25.
probably could take it by length, by width, and just take out 6-foot circles or whatever and say,
Right.
this is, even if, we could have it ready if we decided to open it up.
Exactly,
later on,
let's
so.
do the work that's required to
And
lay
then if
it
it
out.
does come about, we're ready.
And is there anything stopping people from having a Zoom meeting or something? I mean, you could do a video conferencing
Yeah, I
meeting
think there's a lot of people that aren't really into it.
into that,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I don't know, I mean, I wasn't into it, so, and I haven't now.
There could be other facilities that got.
Yeah. Or you could do it outdoors even. so-
Well, so, we just went through this, and for some events, you don't know, you have to move forward on the aspect,
Within a window.
yeah, and you may not have the weather that allows you to do it outside, so.
So no, not yet.
Not yet, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, I just didn't want you to be getting calls and we haven't discussed it. I don't like it when you say this is the first I've heard of it.
I would be okay with doing it, if we did that pre-setup and identified that we can have those, spacings and had them laid out.
I think the majority of the room is saying no, that they.
I understand, I'm just
But we'll
saying,
get prepared for the
Right.
next steps.
Majority of the room and the TV.
Okay, that's what I have.
Okay, so we really don't have,
Executive session stuff we have.
yeah, we have something, but we'll do our regular session, then we'll go into executive after. But,
we had a great milk and dairy, event, and thank you for Andrea and Glaciers for the getting all of their team, making it occur. We gave out 600 boxes of dairy and probably about 1,700 gallons of milk. And there were lots of folks from Tupper Lake that came. So it was a good place to hold it, to be accessible for both of our communities.
Plus they helped our dairy farmers, hopefully.
Yes. And we got a $20 donation, so Andrea, I need to know what to do with the $20.
When we get them, I give them to Sean and he buys, diapers, wipes, things for
Okay.
Catholic charities or
Okay, great.
buying other items besides just food.
Okay, great.
Oh.
Paul, did you hear any comments on the milk and dairy?
Yes, was very good. Thank you, Lindy and Andrea and everybody. Nicely done.
Yeah, it's a good program, and we're very fortunate that we're able to give that stuff out to so many different people, and it helps the farmers and the families also, so it's a win-win for everybody.
That's right.
Wish there was money to do it more often, but I imagine after a while that will be like everything else, it will go away. But, well, it's quarter of, so we'll call the meeting order. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Under God,
indivisible,
visible,
with
liberty and justice.
And when we do the votes today, we'll do a roll call just so we know, because there's no confusion that way.
Okay, so I'll call the roll. Legislator Golzon?
Here.
Legislator Janicki?
Here.
Legislator Dumas?
Here.
Legislator Lockwood?
Here.
Legislator DeVille?
Here,
Legislator Murrow?
Here,
Legislator Ellis?
Here,
Okay, I have prepared the minutes from the June 4th, 2020 meeting.
can I get a motion in a second?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Paul,
second.
Lindy, any discussion? All in favor? Well, we'll just do this one. All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. When we get to the actual resolutions, we'll do a roll call.
Okay, for correspondence, I have the extension of the declaration of state of emergency from Chairman Donald Debut for 30 days from June 11th, 2020.
Can I get a motion in a second to accept that? Greg? Andrea? Any discussion? I think we're gonna keep, because I think it's a benefit for us to keep doing these, and it still is kind of a state of emergency, really.
Yes.
We still need to worry about. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, nay? Motion carried.
Okay, for resolutions, we have resolution number 131, offered by Human Resource Committee relating to authorization to accept safe harbor funds and amend 2020 budget social services.
Motion in a second, Andrea and Wendy. Any discussion?
Okay, roll call vote, Legislator Maroon,
yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Legislator Janicki,
Yes.
Legislator Dumas,
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood,
yes,
Legislator DeVille.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes, 7 ayes. Resolution number 132, offered by Legislator Janicki, related to Franklin County Legislature congratulates Gabriel Lombardo on his 65 years of being in business.
Motion in a second. Paul, or Greg?
Second.
Paul? Any discussion?
I'd just like to say, Gabe, this other business will be lost because of the COVID, because it was just too much for him. You know, he's been there a long time, he's get to be an older gentleman, and he just couldn't do the rest, just couldn't do all the work he had to do. A lot of thought into it, and he just finally said but, yeah,
He's such a good guy.
yeah. And I know Mr. Maroon knows him personally too, so he knows.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I've known the Lepardo family for over 50 years, and every time I go to Chateauguay, if he was open, I'd stop in, and it's going to be missed by the people in Chateauguay and people in the county, because he was a storyteller and a story listener, and it was a great spot to stop into. He's a great guy.
Thank you, everyone.
I'd like to be added to it, and members, I'd like, anybody that's in business for 63 years, 65 years, it deserves a great honor, because I've been in business and I know it's never easy. And to survive for that many years is great, so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So add everyone's name?
Okay, roll call
Yep,
vote.
please.
Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Legislator Janicki,
Yes.
Legislator Dumas,
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood,
yes,
Legislator DeVille.
Yes.
The resolution passes 7 ayes. Resolution number 133, offered by Finance Committee, relating to authorization to amend resolution number 102, waiver of interest owed on delinquent real property taxes if paid in full no later than June 22nd, 2020.
Motion is second. Greg, Lindy, any discussion?
I don't have the exact figure, but I will tell you in speaking with Treasurer Perry earlier
She's
this
on,
week.
actually.
Is Fran, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay,
Yes, I
you
am.
go right ahead, Fran.
So as of this morning, we have had 145 parcels paid in full,
Wow.
to the amount of $425,000 in taxes.
Oh, my God.
What's the number?
425.
425,000, yes.
Yeah, this might become a yearly thing.
Well, we would like to encourage timely payments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
That's a good number.
Just kidding.
And, so this one here moves it up to, no later than July 31st.
Yes.
A little more of a window, and let's hope that people will jump on it, and that's great, the turnout we've already had. I think that'll probably be the end of it though, so.
We're prepared to do a mailer to anyone that still has delinquent taxes. We just needed a slightly extended period of time to notify everyone. The other window was just too narrow for us to get everything out in time.
Thank you very much for all you've done.
Thank you, Fran, and I know your staff has worked diligently on this, and it was truly a brilliant idea. It's a win for the
That was my
property
idea,
owners.
wasn't it, Brandon?
It's a win for us, and it couldn't, and it really, at a time when our revenues are being reduced, this is a good strategy, and so a great idea on that.
It's good for our taxpayers.
That's what I said, yeah, good for, well, property owners and taxpayers, absolutely.
Thank you, staff.
Thank you.
We'll roll call vote.
Okay, I'll do the roll call vote. Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Januszewski.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas,
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood,
Yes.
Legislator Dubiel.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passed with 7 ayes. Resolution number 134, offered by Finance Committee, relating to authorization to amend Resolution number 90, and Resolution number 128, extension of time for the collection of real property taxes pursuant to Section 938, waiver of 1% interest due to during the months of April, May, and June 2020, and extension of time to pay penalty charges due to the county for 2020 real property taxes.
Motion second, Greg. All, any discussion? Pretty much goes along with the other one. Yeah.
Okay, Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Legislator Januszewski.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas,
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood,
Yes.
Legislator Dubiel.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes 7 ayes. Resolution number 135 is offered by the Human Resource Committee, relating to authorization to accept additional funding from the Adirondack Health Institute AHI Delivery System Reform Incentive Program, DERSIP, to support the department's participation in DERSIP activities and amend 2020 budget community services.
Okay, motion and second, Andrea. Lindy? Any discussion?
I do anticipate that the district funding after this year will not be available. I know that community services, Office for the Aging, public health, all, that is a source of revenue. And from everything I am hearing, that money will be going away.
So when we do our budget.
So when we do our budget, we've used that to offset some of the expenses. So we will not have that.
I think there's some jobs tied to this too.
There are jobs tied to it, yeah.
Okay, roll call.
Okay, Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon.
Yes.
Legislator Janicki.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas.
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution passed with 7 ayes. Resolution number 136, offered by Human Resource Committee, relating to authorization to pay a 2018 payment from 2020 funds, community services.
Need a motion and a second. Andrea? Actually, me. Any discussion? I guess it was displaced for a while. So, if no discussion, we'll have a roll call.
What is this for again, Don?
So, community services, there was a payment, that should have been made to Citizen Advocates, their sheltered workshop program in 2018. And, in reviewing the financial data, that was not paid and is going to be paid out of existing funds from their budget for 2020.
Is that going to short their budget for this year?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Did this come up from an audit or?
From an internal
Yeah.
review,
Good,
not an independent, from
okay,
an internal review.
that's very good, yeah.
Okay, I'll do the roll call vote. Legislator Maroon.
Yes.
Legislator Ellis.
Yes.
Legislator Lozon.
Yes.
Legislator Janicki.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas.
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood.
Yes.
Legislator Dubiel.
Yes.
Resolution passed with 7 ayes. Resolution number 137, offered by Human Resource Committee, relating to authorization to transfer revenue funds, community services.
Yeah.
You got a motion to give a second? Ed, you second it?
Yeah,
I thought you were. Any discussion?
This is a position that's contracted with, between the Department of Social Services and Community Services. So basically, DSS has used some state funding to hire a licensed master social worker to do assessments on children and families, and then try to put services in place around those evaluations to reduce foster care placement and residential placement. So we have found, so the position is under and supervised by Suzanne Levine, who has the credentials to do that, and it's delivered through the Department of Social Services. And we're lucky to have a licensed master's social worker available to do that work for us.
Any more discussion?
Okay, I'll do a roll call vote. Legislator Maroon.
Yes.
Legislator Ellis.
Yes.
Legislator Lozon.
Yes.
Legislator Janicki.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas.
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood.
yes,
Legislator Dubiel.
Yes.
Resolution passed with 7 ayes. Resolution number 138, offered by Finance and Public Safety Committee, related to authorization to transfer funds, Sheriff's Department.
Motion and second. Monday. All those on? Any discussion?
So this is required to upgrade the software on the operating system so that it can assure that the operating system will work with the cameras, the expanded camera coverage in the
Are we
area.
still under lease with Blackstone?
This is our last year of payment. And so then I suspect that we'll move forward. We'll always have to have some maintenance agreements.
Yeah.
But this is an upgrade that we can probably expect from time to time, as, you know, the system, I believe in 15, right after we got here, we started working on.
Well, we couldn't even lock a door when we got here.
Right, they were manually locking doors, so our lease is coming to an end, and as a result, we're going to need to see some upgrades.
And we reviewed this with Andrew Green, and he said, yes, it was essential.
The money's there. The money is there.
It is, it's budgeted.
Yeah, part of the upgrade to go from Windows 7 to Windows 10, right?
Correct. And so it's a matter of a budget transfer, because it wasn't it wasn't in the right budget line to be able to make this purchase.
Any more discussion?
Okay, I'll do the roll call vote. Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Legislator Janicki,
Yes.
Legislator Dumas. Yes. Legislator Lockwood,
Yes.
Legislator Goodman.
Yes.
Okay, and the resolution passes 7 ayes. I have one more resolution, and it did not meet the time requirement, so it has to be offered without objection. It's resolution number 139, offered by Public Works and Services Committee, relating to authorization to amend budget highway department.
Get a motion in a second. Paul?
Yes.
Andrea? Okay, any discussion?
Well, we've been waiting.
What does it do?
It's the CHIPS money, Paul, for County Route 17,
Oh, okay.
6,
Yes. Okay.
47, all those projects. So we did receive notification of all our different, there's 3 different categories. There's the CHIPS money, and then there's, Paul Lozon, help me out here. The new, some of the New York, and then we took the total and we reduced it by 20% per the recommendation from everybody at the state. So 20%, it is 20% higher than this figure. We'll see if we get it or not.
Okay, thank you.
So, one of the things that is occurring is the permitting process, moving forward on that for certain roads. And I'd like to find out if that's going to be doable in 2020 for.
He talked about that a little
Yes.
bit, right?
Yeah, and, what I'll do is I'll track, at our next meeting, our next regular meeting, and he'll give us an update of what he's been doing and what the plan is for he has some of the CHIP money outlined here, but what the paving going forward is now that he knows what some of the funding is.
That's right.
Okay, and we'll do that for next regular meeting. And then you can ask questions like that and the all.
But maybe he can come and be
Yes.
prepared to talk about
Yeah.
permitting.
Very good.
Okay.
We would like to hear his aggressive road plan.
Yes.
I've got an aggressive
You
one
do,
to
too.
do.
Let it
Just
grow.
hope we all get money to do it with.
Let them live their village a little.
Any more discussion
Why?
on the roads? Okay.
Okay, I'll do a roll call vote. Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Legislator Janicki.
Yes.
Legislator Dumas.
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood,
Yes.
Legislator Goodman.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes 7 ayes, and that's all I have.
Okay, there's anything else to come before the board?
I
While we're here?
would like to just mention, if you weren't on the call this morning, as long as we can get bus drivers all through the clearances, we do plan on opening 4 public transportation routes on demand. People would call and set up 24 hours in advance. And for some essential travel, and there will be 2 bus runs in Malone area, and 1 in Tupper Lake and 1 in Saranac Lake. And so we plan on putting some advertising out there, but EJ, if you wanted to mention it, feel free to do so.
It's going to be much appreciated.
Yes,
I've been getting contacts from people, and it sounds like the doctors are working to deal with the issue of having some waiting room area for people if the bus brings them early or the bus is late, that they can sit.
A spot to wait.
Are any of these bus lines, are they gonna be doing to like Placid or?
That's the one in Saranac Lake.
That's what this is?
Yeah, we talked about that in as there's the request, or the demand increases, Brad will look at that.
Yeah, we'll slowly bring on routes,
Okay.
but I don't think this,
Cause I got a call from somebody from Timber Lake that was looking for a ride, and I told him to call Paul and give her a ride, but.
Okay. New York
Thank you.
City.
So are we at the point where we can talk about this to people?
yes, as long as there's no hiccups in our plan. We do plan on starting on the 29th, but as I said, when you bring back, public transportation drivers, there's a screening process that has to be in place. So that is our plan with the best intentions to go live on Monday.
And it's gonna be tough to ever get back to full force because of the number of people, unless the number of people can be closer together.
Right, so our occupancy on the bus will be limited. So people really do need to call in advance. And we are bringing back someone to maintain that schedule.
Donna, will the phone numbers be the same as before also?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
518-481-1508.
Thank you, sir.
That'll take a right to the transportation department.
Thank you.
So they got to call, they'll be calling back their dispatcher then?
Yeah,
And and it's 50% occupancy,
I don't wanna, don't quote me on that.
but because of lower occupancy.
I don't know about that because they have to figure out the seating for 6 feet apart, so I'm not sure. It
And then there's some people that are families that are.
Right,
that are wives.
Right, somebody might have be a family party of 3, so I don't really know.
Let them work that out. I guess.
Occupancy is limited,
Yeah.
call in advance.
I do have
I'll
the
let
safety
number-
plan, I'd need to look at that plan. Yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, is there anything else, anybody? If not, I'd entertain a motion to go into executive session, because we have some, legalities, we have stuff, the contracts.
Proposing pending litigation.
Fran and Kim can stay on.
Yeah, I'd ask
Yeah.
Fran to stay on.
Well, one's personnel, so we need, Kim also, so.
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion. Okay, all in favor?
I,
Those opposed, nay? Sounds good.
There's a few personnel, yeah.